and physicians in this room under one roof from different health systems together for one cause, heart health in women, something to be proud of, Michigan. Let's start the program. Can I request Dr. Shukri David, our physician lead for cardiovascular service line, for the welcome.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you, Nishta. We're all here really because of you, having put on this amazing symposium. I think it's the only kind of it in Michigan, and this is our third annual symposium celebrating women's heart health and how we can do more. So thank you very much. Much work and effort went into this event, and I know Nishta will recognize Dana. Before we start, in a Catholic system, we always start with the reflection. I was never for reflections, but over the years it's grown on me, and some of our folks that have used to say reflections used to read like a whole book. And I said, look, we're going to do reflections at our meeting, but it'll be one or two liners. But I think it's important tonight that we do it because there's so much going on in the world, and we're at an inflection point right now, and that has huge implications for everyone. And one of our guests that was supposed to be tonight here, that was to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award, comes from a very small country. He has a huge impact on the lives of many physicians that are here tonight, virtually every physician that's graduated from the American University of Beirut here, and that's Dr. Samir Alam. He's not with us tonight because, typical of Samir, when I first met him years ago at Wayne State, he would go back and forth between Cyprus and Lebanon to take a boat to get to Lebanon and to do his teaching at AUB. And tonight he stayed back actually to deal with all the problems there. So he's touched the life of everyone, many in Michigan, certainly mine when I was a fellow down at Harper, and others around the country. So I just wanted to tell Samir that we're thinking about him tonight, and we're praying for him and his family. It's also the Jewish New Year, and it's a new beginning in the Jewish New Year. So our region is in that region, in that part of the world, is going through lots of challenges. And so I'm wishing our Jewish friends that are here tonight and elsewhere in that part of the world a happy and a healthy New Year. And I used to say I wanted to see peace in our lifetime, but I want to see peace now because there's just so much suffering going on there. So we're really praying over there for that. So I just wanted to say that as we start. So in the tradition of Providence, I want to welcome our guests here. And so Adnan Munkara, who's from Henry Ford, September 30th we were competitors. I don't know where Adnan is. But we were very much competitors, okay? And I stayed the competition and kept my armor on. But October 1st, we're now family. So Adnan, we're really thrilled to have you on the entire 114. I do want to recognize just some of our guests, and we'll start with our out-of-town guests in our tradition. Dr. Honenberg from Massachusetts General, and these folks, by the way, they're respected national leaders in the country, but they're all here because of Nishta. Dr. Alexandra Lansky, she's the Director of Heart and Vascular Center for Research at Yale University, and she's the Editor-in-Chief of the Journal of Society of Cardiovascular Caths and Interventions. Dr. Nadia Sutton, where's Nadia? There's Nadia. She's a Michigander, actually. And Nadia is at Vanderbilt University, and she runs interventional cardiovascular research at Vanderbilt. She's here also. Dr. Nicholas Haddad from CMU, Dr. Abhishek Oja, he's from CMU. Claire Dubenois, where's Claire? Claire and I go back many, many years. Her father, Nishta, you said we stand on shoulders of giants. I stand on her dad's shoulders because I replaced him immediately as chief of cardiology at Providence. And Wolf Dubenois, God bless him, and his wife Eva, they took me in as a son when I was a junior attending at Providence, and he was the chief there, and he mentored me all the way through. So your dad, I'm forever grateful to your dad. I just want you to know that. We got Dr. Robert Sasso, Dr. Aidan Abidov, and we have with us, where's Ed Fry? Ed Fry is the past president, I think immediate past president of the National American College of Cardiology, and he is the president and of the Ascension cardiovascular service line for the entire Ascension health system. So, Ed, we're so thrilled that you're here tonight. Thank you. I mean, Ed is an amazing individual. He knows Herb and Claire and a lot of people that in cardiology you know Ed Fry. And then we've got Dr. Rodriguez, Evelio Rodriguez. Where's Evelio? Evelio, you got a target on your back because you're stealing Nishta from us. And Evelio is the statewide lead for cardiovascular services for the Ascension, Ascension, Tennessee market. I'm going to maybe bring you up here and replace me. Ascension, Tennessee market. So, Evelio Rodriguez, thank you for being here tonight. He flew all the way in from Nashville for Nashville. We do have our friends, and so Ascension is gone, so we're now all Henry Ford. So I'll start with Adnan. Adnan is the president of clinical enterprise, and I had no idea what that meant. So I called your trusted friend Adnan. I called Kathy Mackey. I said, Kathy, what the heck does president of clinical enterprise mean? She says, well, it means everything. He's got the HAP service line. He's got all of the. He's the chief physician executive and all of those other things. I mean, literally, he covers it all from one end to the other. So Adnan, thank you for being here with his lovely wife Michelle. Herb Aronow, Herb is there, and Herb runs cardiovascular services for Henry Ford, and Herb and I have worked together for over a decade. We've got Nancy Zenfinig, did I get that right? Nancy runs cardiovascular services administratively and orthopedics. Dr. Doug Apple. Dr. Doug Apple is our chief clinical officer, formerly at Ascension in Michigan, and still runs all of Southeast Michigan for everything. So, Doug, thank you for being here. Dr. Nishta Serene's favorite physician is here tonight. That's her favorite, I want you to know, Dr. Mike Wyman. So, Mike, where's Mike? Mike's our president of the national, for the West region, Providence Park, and Rochester. We've got Sean Bach, who's the president of our medical staff. Tom Klein, who's with the Ascension with the medical group. I don't know what we'd call it now. I don't think you guys figured it out yet, right? I don't think we have.
It's coming soon.
It's coming soon. We've got, I don't know if Mike Badali is here. I didn't see him. Karima Bentusoni. Karima is our chief operating officer. Where's Karima at? Oh, there you are, Karima. Karima is fantastic, and she runs operations for the West region. Roland Krustak, where's Roland? You can't miss Roland. He's about 6'10". Roland is the chief operating for the East region. Eric Barnaby is my dyad partner in cardiovascular services. Dr. Choksey is our chief of cardiology on the West region. Pat Kelly runs our foundation. Leslie Murphy is our chair of our board. I don't know if Cheryl Wisman is here, and that's all that I'll say. I'm not going to say anything about our wonderful women's advisory board because I'm going to say something about them later. And I'll leave the rest to Nishta. I hope I didn't take too much time. She told me that she's going to have a hope, so she's got me. Jane? Oh, okay, and now we'd like to share a story. I wasn't looking or paying or following directions like I usually do.
I've always had elevated high blood pressure, and it was controlled for many years on medication. And with my first marriage, I ended up getting a divorce, and that helped my blood pressure. It did. And I was normal, it was good, it worked, and life was good. And then I decided to take a position with a higher position at my current employer, which I knew entailed an increase of responsibilities, increase of stress. I had no idea the effects it would have on my health. I was working constantly. I would take work home with me. A lot of that was off the clock. I wouldn't count my hours because patient care came first for me, and it needed to get done. And there's only so many hours in the day that I could get it done. So I started that, and I was really jumped right into everything, trying to prove myself in that position and to do good. And then I noticed that my symptoms started returning again. I started having the increase of shortness of breath again. My blood pressure was out of control. It was going up and down, up and down. The medication didn't seem to be working, and I kept going to the physician, the local physician in our town, and I kept saying, there's something wrong, there's, something's not right, I know my body. And they were saying that the medication was working, if to go on to the Mediterranean or a DASH diet, and that there was nothing wrong with my heart whatsoever because I was a woman, my age, and all of the tests came back good. I sought out Dr. Serene for a second opinion because I knew something was not right. I knew something was being missed. And I was correct. I went back and I saw Dr. Serene, explained everything that I had been going through for the past year and a half. She took the time, she listened to me, and she ordered to have a heart catheterization done. And that's when she found that I had a 90% blockage in my left main coronary artery. Normally, for heart catheterizations, they will put the stents right there while you're on the table, and then you're admitted for observation for a day or two, and then you're discharged to go home. I was not a candidate for coronary artery bypass graft because due to the location of where the blockage was and the size of my artery. So I was not a candidate for open heart surgery. That's where Dr. Serene has suggested using the Impella heart pump. So I had a protected PCI procedure with the Impella heart pump. The Impella heart pump allowed my heart to rest while they implanted the stent. My experience with Dr. Serene and at the hospitals that she's affiliated in and performed my procedures have been wonderful. I can't say enough good things about our encounter, about the services that we received, the interaction that we had with staff. Everybody has been fantastic. Everybody took the time to listen to us. They never acted like they were rushed or had to be somewhere else. They made me feel like I was their one and only patient. And that meant a lot to me. What I do now is I am on medication. I am constantly on blood pressure medicines, and I am still on blood thinners and aspirin. I have to take things slow. I'm slowly getting back up there. I need to listen to my body more. I have tried to start walking my dogs again to get up there, and a lot of it is fear. I still have fear, if that makes sense. I'm scared if I have a little chest pain here or a twinge there or something that is, I wonder, okay, is this something to worry about? Is this my norm? When does it get bad enough to go? This is my norm. There will probably be some improvement, and since I've had the Impella heart pump, that was a success. Everything with that has been good. It's just slowly trying to get back into what I used to be doing, and to realize that some things I can't do like I used to be able to do before, but that's okay because we do it as modified. We can modify it and we just make adjustments and we make it work. I no longer work. I have medically retired because I don't handle stress very well. So now I am a homemaker, and I take care of my home, and I take care of our children and our dogs, and life is good. It's a lot less stressful, a lot more peaceful. And I take care of myself. Dr. Serene saved my life. She listened to me. And if out of everything that I went through and can help one woman to tell her story and not to give up, then everything that I went through has been worth it. Because I wasn't listened to. I can't tell you how many times I tried to explain my symptoms and to have somebody listen to me, and nobody listened to me. I thought I was losing my mind. I thought I was going crazy. And when the day of my heart catheterization, I had said to Dr. Serene, I said, please tell me I'm crazy. Because then I could seek help for that. If I was crazy, I could handle that. And I was still on the heart catheterization table when she said, you're not crazy, honey. She was like, you have the widowmaker. And just to realize how close that I came, that at any given time, I could have been taken home.
President of ACC Michigan chapter. I always forget someone, and I'm sure I forgot others, so please. But I will tell a quick joke. So I went to see one of my patients walked into the room. I had seen her maybe a month or a half ago before. This patient reminded me when she said she felt better when she got a divorce. So I walked in to see the patient, and she said, how are you doing? She says, oh, I feel so much better, Dr. David. I said, oh, good, things haven't really changed much. She says, no, I lost 200 pounds. I said, how did I couldn't have lost 200 pounds in a month. She says, no, I got rid of my husband. I got a divorce. So, true story.
I'm going to request everybody, if you want to walk over here, it may be easier and more comfortable. But Jamie's story, it's a very inspiring story, but also very disturbing because we have a lot to do taking care of women in our community. We were recently at a trivia game, and one of the questions that came up was about the Constitution of the United States. We've done this before. On our drive back home, I started looking at the amendments, and I learned something striking. While we have been voting for a while, it was not until August 18, 1920, the 19th Amendment, that women had the right to vote. This was first brought up 42 years prior of passing. For 42 years, we debated whether women should have a right to vote or not. What I wonder right now is what that argument must have been like. What was the counter for that? Jamie's story should remind us that we have done this before, which also tells us that a few decades from now, we will look back and we will wonder, we were treating women with the same devices and same medications as men, despite the fact that 85% of participants in those studies were men. We'll wonder, can you believe it, that we were not risk stratifying women, taking into consideration their non-traditional risk factors. We were not thinking about eclampsia, we were not thinking about preeclampsia. We were not thinking about early menopause when we were risk stratifying them for their heart disease risk. We will look back and wonder, Michigan, but we will do it with a smile because everybody who is under this roof is a part of that change. Everybody who is under this roof is a pioneer in this change. The pioneer because heart disease during pregnancy is a very critical event in the life of a woman. Heart disease during pregnancy is a very critical event in the life of a woman, but it is an event in the life of a woman. It doesn't define her life. Heart disease should be managed from the time a woman is born in every phase of her life until the end years of her life, in a personalized manner, looking at her risk factors, taking into consideration the social, the demographic, the geographic, the cultural differences and addressing those gaps. And that's what we have done in Michigan. 7 clinics within 3 years. Every clinic providing care to women on the same homogeneous evidence-based platform, but each maintaining their cultural integrity. I would like to congratulate Dr. Nancy Masiha from St. John, who's our lead there, Dr. Anatop from Rochester, our lead there, Dr. Tammy Ivers. Tammy, are you here? I know I saw her. Tammy at Genesis, Susan Mastenbrook at Borges do a phenomenal job. Growth 35% to 63% within one fiscal year. Hundreds to thousands of women touched, lives touched, not just with clinical work, but with dedicated community work. It almost reminds me of pictured rocks in Michigan, if you've been up north. You know how they have different colors? Every rock has its own beautiful color, like the principles of humanity. There's integrity, there's equality, there's justice, but when they're together, it's a display of art on a canvas that's solid. And that's where the leadership comes in. We couldn't have done this without Carol Schmidt. Carol couldn't be here, but her leadership, she texted me at 5:40 to congratulate, and she mentioned that she would miss the event. Credits to Dr. Doug Apple. He's been a promoter of this activity. He's been a promoter of the program. Dr. Shukri David, a staunch advocate of the program. Dr. Ed Fry, who has promoted it at the national level. Dr. Rich Vogel promoted it, advocated for it. Michigan, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but there are promises to keep. And miles to go before we sleep, and miles to go before we sleep. There's a lot that still needs to be done. But the future of medicine in Michigan is forward and upward. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be fun. But I will promise you that it's going to be worth it. Please can I call Dr. Doug Apple on the stage next to address us. Dr. Apple, he is our CMO for the Ascension statewide Chief Clinical Officer, Chief Executive Officer of Ascension Genesis Hospital, and Interim Market CEO, Dr. Doug Apple.
With me? In a moment, you heard the introduction, but I'll also introduce Adnan. But I can't help but reflect on not only what Nishta has done, because as I listen to the story, but also as you read the vignettes on the screen, it started first and foremost with somebody listening to patients. And you've done that. But secondly, you've also driven with regards to passion, exceptional care. So one person can change what happens to our communities for the better. In addition to that, she's also influenced all of us to be able to rally and support her vision and her commitment. So despite the fact that she is moving to Tennessee, we will carry this forward because we have an obligation to do that. So for that, I thank you. When I think about what the example is as far as her passion, her vision to carry it forward, this week we had a phenomenal event occur with regards to Henry Ford and Ascension, Southeast Michigan, including Genesis, coming together to form something that, quite honestly, Adnan and I have spoken about. We really actually can't even see what the top of the mountain looks like yet. But it's awesome to sit here and to be able to look up and know that we're going to soon touch the clouds and figure out what's on the other side. And to be able to do that together is absolutely phenomenal. So while it has been a challenging week, both with jubilation and celebration, it's also been somewhat frustrating when we learn what didn't work, what broke, but it's been a really, really successful week. And for that, what I want to say is, years ago, when I started out as an attending after graduating from my residency, I quickly learned that everybody in healthcare is at least only 1 degree away from taking care of a patient. Whether you're a physician, a nurse, a caregiver at the bedside, there's always somebody who helps support you. It may be the unit clerk, it may be the valet attendant who's helping to make sure the car gets parked because a loved one is trying to hurry and get inside. And quite honestly, it may be the person you're with tonight who's your spouse and not in healthcare. So in reality, you are all contributing to being able to make sure that not only women's health, but also Henry Ford now has a much brighter future. So with that, I want to say to all of you, thank you. And I appreciate you being here very much. Nitish, thank you, we love you, and you set the tone.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to introduce Dr. Adnan Makara. So let me go around this.
Kind of say a few words, but I mean, in the excitement of the moment, first I cannot tell you how excited I am to be with you tonight. And I'm really honored to join an amazing group of people who have been supported a cause that is very dear to my heart. I'm not a cardiologist and I'm nowhere near cardiology. I'm a gynecologic oncologist by training. But I spent my career and my professional life fighting for women's health. And I always believe that women's heart disease is one of the things that are extremely important to address. And what I've seen, the program that you have built over the past few years, and when I had the pleasure and honor to attend the first event that happened with respect to women's cardiology at Ascension, I was really blown away. I was in awe of what are the things that have been done and we can do together going forward. So while tonight is not a night to celebrate us coming together, Ascension and Henry Ford Health, to really make a difference in the health of our community, expanding the services that we can provide to our community across the board, I think we can do significantly better in women's health and specifically in women's heart disease, because this is a definite killer, a silent killer. It is something that we talked about that starts early in the life of a woman, and honestly, we've not made enough progress in that work, and we are going to commit to all of you that part of this partnership is to make a difference in women's health. So thank you for allowing me to be here with you tonight. More importantly, thank you for the amazing journey that you have started and our commitment. We are going to continue it. Thank you.
Say a few words. Not yet. Don't start the video yet.
I'm trying.
Okay. Oh,
Good evening, everyone.
I'm
trying to.
Okay, great. Well, I want to just say a few words about Nishta. Sorry, Nishta, you're not supposed to know about this, so we're going to start without. The elephant in the room is that Nishta's leaving Michigan. I don't like to say goodbye, so I won't. But we're going to tremendously miss you, Nishta. I'm getting emotional here. You know how many people, a lot of people give me credit for a lot of the work that Nishta's done, but really, believe me, I don't deserve any of the credit. All I did was get out of the way and let her walk through the door. She didn't walk through the door, she busted through the door. I mean, imagine opening 6 women's heart programs in a 2-year period. And the beauty about the women's heart programs, and it's her concept, was that it was reproducible at St. John, at Providence Southfield, in Novi, in Saginaw, at Borges, at Genesis, soon at Rochester, where women have access, they have options, and this was all her work. All we did is provide her the tools, and she just ran with it and developed these wonderful, wonderful programs. So she leads our women's program across the state. And once a lot of this was happening, Detroit Cranes recognized it. Detroit Business, so she recognized her in the under 40, and Detroit Business. WJR with Ann Thomas recognized her as the 20 women who lead in WJR. She leads the Ascension, American College of Cardiology, women who lead for the state of Michigan. And I didn't mention that she's a gifted interventionalist. When she was up in our Saginaw market, we weren't doing high-risk PCIs. She not only started doing high-risk PCIs, because many of our patients, we don't give thrombolytic therapy down here. I haven't given it in over 30 years. Well, over there, it's routinely used, and they take those patients to the cath lab and do very much high-risk PCI. She led that effort. She's a gifted interventionalist, so Evelio, you're going to get a really good interventional cardiologist. And we put together an amazing advisory board. So I want to say a few words about our advisory board. We got Charlene Shaya, and Charlene, forgive me, it's blurry, but that's my fault. But we have you in person, which is much better, and the content is great. Charlene is the Chief Operating Officer for J&B Medical. I shouldn't say this, but it's a $1 billion family-owned company, and she's the Chief Operating Officer for that. And they touch 200 million Americans a year. So most of us have been touched by the work that they do at J&B Medical, and it's right in our backyard in Wixom. We also have Kyle Johns. Kyle will be the president of the major bank in this country. She's the executive vice president of commercial for Independent Bank. And where's Kyle at? Kyle is an amazing leader. I want her on my team. She's on our advisory board. Ann Thomas, WJR has been around for over 100 years. And Ann is the director of the WJR, and where's Ann at? And Ann runs WJR and is the first woman running this thing in over 100 years. So Ann Thomas, and of course Carolyn Clifford. Carolyn to me is the queen of Detroit. She's a dear friend, and Carolyn runs WXYZ Channel 7 in Detroit. She's an amazing person and known all over Detroit for the great philanthropy and advocacy she did. So Nishta, we put a little video together, and somehow, you know, Steve Kalkanis used the word utterly brilliant for getting myself on the Women's Advisory Board. So I'm actually on this board as well. So I get my video on this board as well. So we're going to show a video of the advisory board. So can you...
Operating officer of the JV Medical family of companies and co-chair of the Ascension Women's Heart Health Program. I'm here today to share a very heartfelt message as we say goodbye to an incredible leader, Dr. Nishta Sareen. As co-founder of the Ascension Women's Heart Health Program, Dr. Sareen has developed a program having a long-lasting impact on women's lives. She's brought awareness to the patient and physician community. She's educated doctors on the differences of heart disease with men and women, and saved lives through her free screenings and dedication to working with indigent populations. Her passion for patient care is something I have never seen before. As she embarks on this new chapter in Tennessee, I want to extend my deepest gratitude personally and on behalf of the Women's Heart Health Program. Thank you, Dr. Sareen, for your vision, leadership, and compassion. You've left an indelible mark on our hearts and the future of women's health. Good luck, and we can't wait to see all the amazing things you accomplish in Tennessee.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kyle Johns, Senior Vice President at Independent Bank. It's my pleasure to be here today to express our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Sareen. Her remarkable contributions to women's heart health have impacted many, particularly the most vulnerable. Dr. Sareen has been a pivotal force for advancing women's cardiovascular health. Her recently authored book has educated and inspired countless people. Moreover, her leadership has resulted in the opening of multiple centers statewide, providing accessible and specialized care to women across our community. On a personal note, Dr. Sareen has become a true friend to me, and I'm incredibly grateful for her support and companionship over the years. I want to extend my best wishes to her as she takes on the role of leading the Women's Heart Health Program for the state of Tennessee. I'm confident she will use this opportunity to expand her medical influence across the community. Dr. Sareen, your efforts have made a significant difference, and for that, we are immensely grateful. Thank you.
Tonight, I would like to take a minute to honor an extraordinary leader, an advocate in the field of women's cardiac health, Dr. Nishta Sareen. Her commitment to addressing the unique cardiovascular needs of women has transformed lives and reshaped the landscape of cardiac care at Ascension. Dr. Nishta Sareen, your tireless dedication and innovative spirit have made a profound impact on both your patients, the medical community, and those of us who have worked closely with you on women's heart issues. Thank you for your leadership, your advocacy, your heroic pursuit of better heart health for women everywhere, and your friendship. Dr. Sareen's work has highlighted critical gender disparities in heart disease, bringing much needed attention to the fact that women often present differently and respond uniquely to treatment. No matter where you go, Nish, we are confident that you will be on the cutting edge internationally with regard to women's cardiac issues, and the bond you have established here in Detroit will never be broken.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Carolyn Clifford, and I just wanted to say it has certainly been an honor to work with Dr. Nishta Sareen as part of her board dealing with women's heart health on behalf of Ascension. Dr. Sareen has been such a champion for women and the challenges we face when seeking care for our heart health. We are so sad that Michigan is losing such a dynamic doctor and an amazing leader on the front lines of this issue. But what an exciting opportunity for her to take her talent to the warm state of Tennessee and lead the Ascension market there. They are gaining a fabulous and courageous doctor who will no doubt make inroads there just as she has done here in Michigan. Dr. Serene, we are going to miss you, but we wish you all the luck in the world. We can't wait to see what else you will be able to accomplish with this new adventure in Tennessee. We say good luck to you, and we love you.
Good evening, and thank you all for joining us tonight. It's difficult to follow Carolyn, but I just wanted to also pay my tributes to Nishta and all of the wonderful things that she's done in Michigan. In just a very short time, she's really not only stepped on this stage in Michigan, but the larger stage really in the US and in some aspects internationally for her work on women's heart services and her passion for women's heart health. Many of you may not know, but we've opened 5 women's heart programs across the state of Michigan, soon to cut the ribbons on 2 more centers, all of because of her hard work. Nishta, we're going to miss you tremendously. I'm going to miss you tremendously. Your work and your passion, your dedication, your personal love for the work that you do, the staff and the respect that you have for everyone. You've been a stellar and a role model for all of us here in Michigan. I've learned tremendously from you. We're going to miss you. Tennessee, Ascension, Tennessee market is gaining a leader that will run the women's heart services there. And I can't wait to watch you and see you grow in Tennessee. I know the person you're reporting to, Dr. Evelio Rodriguez, is in the audience. Evelio, watch out. We're going to be coming back for Nishta as Henry Ford Health. So Nishta, all the best to you and your family. Many blessings, and can't wait to see what happens in Tennessee. Thank you.
By the way, I've this is technically the first Henry Ford commercial that we've done here. All right, so we'll have something for you, Nishta. We're not just going to let you get away with this. So we have this plaque, and actually it's going to be a souvenir because it says Ascension Prophetess. It says, let me read it here, it's hard to read. It says, Ascension Michigan Cardiovascular Service Line presented to Dr. Nishta Serene in recognition of your contributions to the training of future generations of women in cardiovascular medicine, your commitment to the education and health of the community that you've served, and the promotion of gender equality. So Nishta, congratulations. And if we can have Dr. Mukara, Dr. Apple, and the Women's Advisory Board come up here, we'll present this to Nishta and get a photo.
Stand in front of
Where's Ann Thomas?
in front of the podium.
Yeah. Where's Kyle and Ann Thomas? We've got to get Ann up here. Adnan? All right. Adnan, please, you're in the middle. All right. We'll balance it off over there, Ann, and I'll stand next to Kyle.
Here we go. Hold it. Again. Hold it. One more. Big smile. All set.
Thank you so much. Oh, you know what? We got to do one more. I forgot. I'm sorry. Ed, where's Ed Fry at? Ed, come on up here. You're our president. We got to get you in here.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, smile. Hold it. Again. 1, 2, 3, smile. And one more. Here we go. I'm good.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. That was a real surprise, and I'm very, very touched. Very excited to go to Tennessee. It's a great group of physicians and a lot to accomplish, and very excited about it. Dr. Rodriguez, thank you for being here this evening. We are, I want to start, the person we are here to honor today, our guest of honor. So, Dr. Ed Fry really needs no introduction. He is the past president of American College of Cardiology. He is the National Cardiovascular Service Line Director for Ascension. And I have to confess something. The first time I was going to present to him, I was very intimidated, very anxious. And one thing I didn't understand was, how do I acknowledge him? Should I call him professor? Should I call him sir? So I'm sitting waiting for the service line meeting to start, wondering what I'm going to call him. And then he comes online and he says, "Hi, I'm Ed." And in that moment, Dr. Fry, I knew I was exactly where I needed to be. It felt like home. You're a leader who knows the path, who shows the path and goes the path. And it's not just coming from me. You're going to hear from the people who love you. We have some fans talking about you right here. I have no idea how Dr. David came up with such a perfect slideshow.
Sorry.
Ed, congratulations on your leadership award. I have a sign in my office that says leaders are measured not by the followers they have, but by the leaders they create. And I think if you look across your career, whether it's at ACC, in Indiana, or elsewhere, you have a trail of leaders that are following you. And I certainly owe a bunch of my leadership development, both within the college and in my professional life, to advice and guidance that you've provided over the years. So I can fully attest to that statement. Once again, congratulations.
Hey Ed, I'm not sure if it's morning or afternoon up there in Detroit, but I heard a rumor that you're up in Detroit, and I wanted to drop you a quick note to tell you how much I have enjoyed working with you these past number of years, maybe even decades of years, and congratulate you on this incredible award for leadership. There is no doubt that there is not a better cardiovascular leader within the United States. And I would just like to personally thank you, not only for your leadership, but for your incredible unselfishness and how you share your knowledge and your experience every single day. And that's not just in the world of the American College of Cardiology, where you excelled as president, but also in your day job and all that you've done for Ascension and your patients over the years. Really is just an amazing career, and I am so proud to call you not only a friend and colleague and a true mentor, but also to recognize you as one of the premier leaders within the college and within the world of cardiology. So congratulations and best wishes to you and Kathy, and thank you for everything that you've done. Take care.
Please can I request Dr. Adnan Munkara, Dr. Doug Apple, Dr. Shubri David to come up on the stage to honor Dr. Ed Fry.
One more. Very good.
Well, this was a huge surprise. I had no idea this was going on. So, thank you so much for this recognition. But I think, the recognition really needs to go to everybody who's here in this room. Just by show of hands. So, how many? And let's move back like a week ago. How many were wearing an Ascension hat? Raise your hands. Okay. How many were wearing a Henry Ford hat? Okay. How many were wearing an ACC hat? How many of us are wearing a cardiovascular professional hat? Okay. Let's focus on that. That's really that's what brings us all together. Nish, congratulations. What an amazing program you put together. What an amazing legacy you leave, but what an incredible future you'll be building in Tennessee. And on behalf of the Ascension Cardiovascular Service Line, we're so grateful and we're so excited about what's going to happen. I'm Irish. There's an Irish saying that says, "Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened." And I think those of you in Michigan should feel much the same way. This is an educational meeting. I've already learned two very important things. Number one, divorce is a treatment for hypertension. I'm pleased to say that my blood pressure is excellent. And number two, the most dangerous place to be in the world is between Shukri David and a microphone. So all kidding aside, this is both a wonderful and a strange weekend for me personally. I just returned from Japan last night. I was with Kathy Biga at Japanese College of Cardiology, and came back last night. In the next 48 hours, I feel a little bit like Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. I'm going to be in 3 different states within a 48-hour period of time. So I'm here tonight for this educational event, very important professional development event. Tomorrow I'm going to a wedding of my med school classmate's daughter in St. Louis. And then Sunday, sadly, I'm going to the funeral of my college roommate. And as sad as that is, it gave me some perspective that really sort of 3 important, I think, not phases of life, but 3 important considerations as we go through life. So one is the past, and Nish touched on this earlier about how we stand on the shoulder of giants, and there's so many giants around here. And it's been so great to reconnect with Shukri, with Nish, with Doug, with Mike Wyman, with Avilio, with Herb Arnau, with Kirkith, so many different people. And we should all recognize that we benefit from the work that's come before us, and the mentorship and the support and the friendship. And we are not here, we are only here because of the work of others and the relationships that we've had and the teaching and mentorship. The second phase is our current professional world, and I think the program that you're participating in tonight and tomorrow is representative of that, is that we learn from each other, we support one another, we grow together. And then the third part, maybe reflected by the wedding, is that we look to the future, and we look to see that we can have an impact to better the future, and that our accomplishments really are reflected in the legacy of those who come after us. And so if we can have one thing that we can impact upon, it is those who will come after us, whether it's through education, whether it's through example, whether it's through simply friendship. These are all obviously So again, thank you so much for this recognition. It's humbling. I wouldn't be here without the support of family, my mentors, particularly Cass Pinkerton and Bert Sobel, but also all of you who are friends, professional colleagues, people I really look up to. That's really what makes the difference. So as you go forward tomorrow after the end of the program, remember that and take all of your experiences here today and from the past and play it forward. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much.
Sponsor Abbott, thank you. Diamond sponsors Inari Medical. Zane, are you here?
Zane?
Zane, thank you, Zane, for doing this. We truly appreciate you. We appreciate your support and also your passion, not just for this program, but overall for how you've supported the heart health and women. So thank you. We also want to thank our collaborator, American College of Cardiology Michigan chapter. They have endorsed this program for 3 years in a row. We're truly grateful for that. I would like to invite Dr. Karthik Anand Subramaniam on the podium next to speak to us. Dr. Anand is the governor for ACC Michigan chapter. He also directs the cardiac PET imaging, nuclear cardiology, and echocardiography at Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital. Dr. Anand has been a great mentor for me since I was a fellow. I've known him since then. He's one of the brightest brains when it comes to imaging nationally. An amazing person. In ACC Michigan, he promotes innovation and promotes talent, and we are truly grateful to have you leading our ACC Michigan chapter, Dr. Anand.
Thank you, Nishta, for the kind introduction, and welcome to all of you. Truly an honor and privilege for me to stand before you on behalf of the Michigan chapter, who proudly actually collaborate and sponsor for the Women in Cardiology Symposium. Obviously, Nishta is part of the chapter, so I take credit for bringing Nishta into the chapter. So I pat myself on the back. But I know Nishta from, as she said, when she was a fellow, and typically I'm very selective about choosing outside cardiology fellows who want to do research and do rotations with us, because it's a challenge for them to be able to balance all of that. But I saw something in this woman with such passion to learn and to go out of the norm to be able to do work, and that started our professional relationship, which has blossomed to the fact that I recognize her clearly as a rising star, which obviously she is, and she has accomplished so much, leading to her nomination and taking over as the week of Women in Cardiology chair for the chapter, and she has just done phenomenal work. As Dr. David rightly pointed out, it is truly was a blind side when Nishta told us at our Traverse City chapter meeting that she's leaving, which is actually a major blow to women in cardiology, for women in Michigan, and for the chapter. But just some amazing work that Nishta has done, and she will continue to do in Tennessee. And she's graciously even agreed to actually help with the transition for the WIC program, even after she goes there. And that's Nishta, no surprise, she continues to excel. So I actually also want to compete with Dr. David's surprise by actually saying that the chapter has a surprise for Nishta. I was planning to announce it tomorrow, but I didn't know if there would be a good chance, but I see a phenomenal audience here, so many important and influential people, so I think this is the right time to do that. So we had an emergency nominating committee email meeting today, and we have a special award in the Michigan chapter. This award is not given out that easily. The last time it was given was 2016, followed by 2019. So 2019 was the last time award. This award embellishes spirit, passion, commitment of an individual or organization for chapter contributions. So I'm really delighted to present the Heart of Cardiology Award on behalf of the Michigan chapter to Nishta. Obviously, we don't have a plaque ready for her, but she is going to be invited to the Michigan chapter annual meeting 2025 to be presenting in person, but I want to actually announce this award for her today on unanimous. All the best. All the best to you, Nisha.
Thank you, Dr. Anand. I'm not sure if I'm deserving of that, but I'm truly, truly, truly honored. Thank you. A lot of surprises this evening. Next, I wanted to talk about Dr. Claire Duvernois. When you help somebody, you raise them up, and you do it again and again at both professional and personal level, knowing that this will never possibly come back to you and benefit you in any way. That is not just kindness, that is love. Dr. Duvernois has been not only a person who has impeccable clinical acumen, she has academic excellence, but overall, she is a true leader. If there's one word to describe her, and I've thought about it over and over again, the only one I could think would be coming close is fearless. Gracefully fearless. Dr. Duvernois, it's a true honor to have you here today. Dr. Duvernois, I do have a little surprise for you as well. This is not just what I say about you. Please listen to your colleagues and your friends what they have to say about you.
Hi Claire, congratulations on being honored for excellence in cardiovascular medicine at the annual Motown Women's Heart Symposium. I can think of no one more deserving. You and I have known each other for quite some time, dating back into the 1990s, if my memory serves me correctly. When we first met, I was a resident and you were a fellow at the University of Michigan. You were an important influence on my development as a cardiovascular medicine physician, as an interventional cardiologist, and ultimately as a leader in our field. I vividly recall years later when you handed me the presidential gavel for the Michigan chapter of the American College of Cardiology. And with it, you passed on many valuable leadership lessons. I especially admire how you led with grace, with empathy, and with compassion, and always selflessly. I've tried to incorporate these attributes into my own leadership style wherever I've been, and in doing so I've carried with me part of you along my leadership journey. Thank you for all that you've done for the field of cardiovascular medicine, for the great state of Michigan, and for me as a role model and mentor over the years. We are all forever indebted to you.
Hi Claire, Kim Skelding here. Wanted to really add some words and celebrate you today along with many other esteemed colleagues. You've done so much work in the field to help women in cardiology truly get the recognition and advancements that they should have in their careers. You truly are an inspiration to many of us of how much you've accomplished and worked on during your career. I wish you the best, and I'm so glad that you have been one of my friends and colleagues over the years, and I'm humbled that I've been able to be part of your journey in some small way. Congratulations and enjoy.
Dr. Duvernois, please can we honor you? Please can I request Dr. Adnan Monkara, Dr. Doug Apple, Dr. Ed Fry, Dr. David to please come on the stage.
Something. Slide over that way.
Okay.
Oh, this way.
Oh, this one, gotcha.
Yeah. Away from the white light.
You got it. Here we go. Here we go. Hold it. 1, 2, 3. Again, hold it.
Where's Herb? Herb, where are you?
Yeah,
Get over in here.
Too.
Get another head like mine.
Here you go. Hold it. One more. All set.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nisha, for, thank you. This is a lovely surprise. I wasn't expecting this. It's a pleasure to be here at the Motown Women's Heart Symposium and to see everything that Nisha has achieved. And like many of us have said, we are going to miss you a lot when you leave Michigan. It was a pleasure to get to know you, to hopefully help you in a small way earlier in your career. You know, I'm really proud of the things that I've been able to achieve during my career in Michigan. We started the Women's Heart Program at the University of Michigan about 25 years ago. I was an interventional cardiologist at the University of Michigan for 21 years, and for 20 of those 21 years was the only woman in the cath lab. Until Nadia started as an attending after finishing her fellowship with us. And so it's been an amazing journey, and one of my main priorities in my career has been to make this field a better field for all of us, and especially for women to enter the field, because I think that that has made us stronger. And hopefully I've been able to achieve that in a small way. I work with the American College of Cardiology, as the chair of the Women in Cardiology section, as governor for Michigan, and as a trustee, hopefully was able to achieve some of that as well. So I very much appreciate the accolades, the surprise videos, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Duana. It's our honor and privilege to have you here today. This brings us to the last honoree of this evening. This is a Women Heart Championship Award that we give every year. So we were recently in Lake Superior, and I was kayaking with my 6-year-old. We were tandem kayaking. And she asked me a question. She asked me, "Mom, why is Lake Superior a lake and not an ocean?" That brought to realization something that's very important. It's not how passionate you are, how magnificent you are, how much potential you have. The fact that decides whether you'll be called a lake or an ocean is your location. The same bottle of water is 80 cents at Kroger and $6 at an airport. Location is really important. So there's this one person in our program that I've called 1 billion times in the last 3 years. 99% of the times he picks up the phone and says, "I'll take care of him." 1% of the time, he prescribes me lithium for me. Any guesses on who it could be? Well, let's see. Let's hear from his parents.
My name is Carolyn Clifford Goss, and I have known Dr. Shukri David almost as long as I've been home working at Channel 7, and that's since like 1998. As a health reporter, I first began working with Dr. David on heart-related stories. He always made something so complicated, so very simple to understand, and so very impactful. But what I love most about Dr. David is that no matter where I go, I always meet someone in our community talking about heart disease and how this one special doctor saved their mom, dad, sister, or family member. And I always ask, what's the doctor's name? And lo and behold, I hear Dr. Shukri David. What a very special man. Well, that is how we all feel about Shukri, that special connection and the way he treats us all, black, white, purple to green, it really doesn't matter. He saved my mom, who's 95 and has dementia. He saved my husband, who nearly died twice with an aortic aneurysm, and he found a nearly 10-pound fibroid tumor inside me about to destroy my kidneys, and countless other family members of mine with heart disease he has helped. Shukri's mom told me once, he is not God, Carolyn, but guess what? He is sure doing God's work here on earth, and we are so happy to have him in our lives. We just want to say, we love you, Shukri.
My name is Zoltan Turi. Dr. Serene asked me to say a few words about Dr. David. I'm going to focus on Dr. David and his leadership skills. I've known Shukri since I was asked to help start our Providence's PCI program in the late 1980s. At the time, I was working 16-hour days down there in Wayne State, so I would stop at Providence on my way home to see patients and review films, sometimes as late as midnight. There was this really unusual cardiology fellow who would be there every night, whether he was on call or not, whether he had been up all night the night before, just so enthusiastic, so in hunger of learning, so willing to work, never complaining, in fact doing other people's work. That began a 35-year association from which I have gained much more than I ever imparted. The most amazing thing to me about Dr. David back then as a cardiology fellow, Shukri's ability to drag, sometimes kicking and screaming, just by force of will, his various attendings, and mind you, he was a fellow, to show up at conference. Shukri simply didn't take no for an answer, and he cajoled, motivated, browbeat, and even occasionally shamed the attending staff to do the right thing. It was, of course, a tribute to his leadership skills. I suspect that he still drags some of you to do the right thing, to take part in teaching and learning, and kicking and screaming. Shukri was program building when he was still a fellow, and over the years, from a distance, I have seen him build ever more, ever better programs, including the Women's Heart Health Initiative here. Shukri has exemplified one of the reasons to be teaching faculty for me. The occasional Dr. David who makes you proud to have been even a small part in his training and development as a physician, teacher, leader, even as a person. I could say much more about Shukri seeing the big picture when others were lost in detail, his many kindnesses, his decency, his knowledge and skills. Looking back at my association with Providence that dates back now over 40 years, it has been special to have had at least a small role in training a number of his superb colleagues, but most especially Dr. David. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tom Lalonde. I'm the current Chief of Cardiology at Ascension St. John in Detroit. I'm certainly disappointed that I can't be with you today, but when I heard Dr. Shukri David was being recognized, I felt obligated to say a few words. It has been certainly a privilege, if not an honor, for me to work with Shukri through most of my 41 years at Ascension St. John. Through that time, I found him to be a tireless leader, and what I believe that really makes him great is his ability to escalate everyone around him to achieve success. He's done a tremendous job as Chief of Cardiology at Ascension Providence, and he's raised that to the tertiary care center that it is today, and he's brought all innovative technology and new physicians to that hospital. he's certainly been instrumental in his role as chairman of the entire section of cardiology for Ascension, Michigan. He's raised us to the national reputation that we've achieved and hold today, and most of that is from the work of Dr. David in escalating all of our programs forward. He certainly has been a passionate supporter of women's heart health across southeastern Michigan, and he's certainly supported Dr. Serene in all of her efforts to move this program forward. Shukri, this privileged recognition is well deserved, and again, I wish I could be there with you to celebrate, but we'll have a Manhattan down the road. Take care.
My name is Kyle Johns, Senior Vice President at Independent Bank. And it's my great honor to welcome you here today to express our heartfelt gratitude to Dr. David. His unwavering dedication and excellence in supporting women's heart health has made a tremendous impact on countless lives. Dr. David has been a friend and mentor for many years, and I'm especially grateful for his life-saving actions. Nearly 10 years ago, he saved my father's life during a heart attack, a debt I can never repay. His pioneering work and compassionate care have not only advanced our understanding of women's cardiovascular health, but have also provided invaluable support to patients and their families. I'm proud to be one of his patients and his friend. Dr. David, your commitment to excellence inspires us all. You have empowered women with knowledge and the tools they need to lead healthier lives. And for that, we're especially grateful. We are privileged to have a passionate and skilled advocate in the field of heart health. Thank you for your extraordinary contributions in making a difference every day.
Thank you. Please can I request Dr. Edna McFarland, Dr. Doug Apple, Dr. Herb Arenal, Dr. Ed Fry to recognize Dr. David. Thank you.
Didn't expect this. This should be all about Nishta. Thank you. Come on.
Don't stand in front of the screen. Slide over that way, please. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Good enough.
Thank you.
Hold it.
Okay.
One more, hold it.
One more. Vilio. You're gonna.
I just feel I'm gonna have to say something after this.
Yeah.
It's an open mic.
Here we go, 2 shots. One more. Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Where's Vilio?
Please can I invite Dr. Evelio Rodriguez, the CV Service Line Director of Ascension, Tennessee. Dr. Rodriguez.
I'm so sorry. I'm really, really sorry. I'm going to say just a few words. Number one, thanks for having me. Number two, I'm Puerto Rican. We don't have a lot of says to wisdom, so I'm going to skip that part. I am truly humbled by what I'm seeing tonight. And I'm extremely happy and proud of having Nish come to Tennessee. I think there's a lot of words about she's leaving us. And there are some people that touch your lives that they never live. And I think Nish is one of those. She's never going to live Michigan. She's always going to be here because of what she started. When you're a pioneer and do the things that she's been able to do with your help, and all of you guys here are responsible for that. All of you can take credit, you can pat your back and say that you're the one who brought it to the ACC. So I think that all of you guys are responsible for this, and you should be very, very proud of what you have accomplished. Because of her, you guys have this amazing program that is going to live here forever. We don't have that. And I think there are some people in life that have missions that are to spread their wings, and I see my kids growing and they want to move, and I got one in New York, other places. I would hope that you see Nish as someone like that, who is now moving to a different place to bring her talents to a place that we don't have that. And I think that 5 years from now, you'll be very proud of what she has accomplished there, and you still have what you have here and even bigger. So I really appreciate your kindness of allowing us to have her, your support of her that has been able to make her what she is now and allow her to create this amazing program that she can go to other places and bring that talent. I'll tell the story. We were gonna hire someone else, and we were like, basically, I'm on the phone talking to her for 5 minutes, and after you talk to her for 5 minutes, you see something different. It's not something you see in other people. So I'm texting my co-worker and saying, stop the hiring. I found the person. And that's what she is. It's a gift. Not everyone has that. She has it. You guys enjoy that for several years. Now we are lucky to have her. I promise, and I'm saying this, and I'm kind of going to regret it, we will give her all the support that she needs and to make her successful. Because what I've seen today is, I haven't seen this. We have 77 cardiologists, and I'm not putting any pressure on her, but I think that what she's going to be able to do in Tennessee is going to be amazing. You guys have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for allowing us. I'm truly humble, and we'll get her back here every now and then. Thank you.
Ascension, Tennessee. It's a great market and great physicians. And it's going to be quite an experience, and I look forward to it, Michigan. We have a birthday in the house. Dana is celebrating her birthday with us. So as we conclude this ceremony, how about we celebrate Dana?
Okay, hold it, hold it. One more, please. Good.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, everybody. The cake will be served. Thank you.